just in my hair, and I think it turned out very nicely. This month I do have a handful of favorites, so I thought I would share. I'm going to try to go through these very quickly. First, I have the Milk line by Bath & Body Works. This is the perfume mist and the body butter. I use a body butter straight out of the shower, and I really like the consistency of this because it's not greasy. The smell is really good, not too strong, and then when you pair it with the perfume mist, I feel like it lasts even longer. Next, I have Lush's shower gel in Snuggles. This is the same scent as their Butterball bath bomb, I think, and I really like it because it has a little bit of a texture. It's not necessarily like a body scrub, but I do like it because I feel like it makes my skin really smooth, and it also smells delicious and very moisturizing too. I recently have been trying hojicha, and I think this is really nice because it's an alternative to matcha, not as much caffeine, but it has a very nice nutty flavor to it, which I think is great for fall. I don't know, this reminds me of a fall drink. Lastly, my favorite book was probably Edgar Allan Poe's Great Tales and Poems. I haven't finished everything in here, but I did read The Fall of the House of Usher, The Telltale Heart again, The Raven. I think The Raven, that was actually the first time I read it. It was very good, very depressing, very dreary, you could say. I feel like this is a perfect Halloween book. Spooky, very melancholic. Those are my favorites. I'm also going to New York this weekend. Definitely gonna go look at some bookstores. I'm also going to a Yankees game and a jazz club. So those are some fun things I'm looking forward to. I do need to pack though. I should probably do that. I'm about to start my day off with some tea. I have Earl Grey creme tea from the Tea and Spice Exchange. This has notes of, or flavors, notes? Maybe you could say notes. Anyways, it has vanilla and cream combined with the Earl Grey, which makes it smell delicious. Oh, honestly, if this was a perfume though, it would be amazing. It has just like that really creamy, it almost smells like a tea latte to me. So that's actually what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna steep this. Oh, and I also have this contraption. It's a little heart steeper for your tea leaves. And if you open it, it looks like that. And this is perfect for an individual cup of tea. So I'm gonna use this. What mug should I use? I might just use this one. It's finally time to talk about Crime and Punishment. I said I would do that last week. I definitely did not, but I'm ready. I have notes. I did my homework. I do feel like this is something that has been, I don't know, such a life-changing book, and it's a book that keeps on giving. I feel like even after I've read it, and I finished this like a couple weeks ago now, I'm having revelations, I'm having epiphanies, and I think that's just a testament to how beautiful and amazing this book is. If you like good books, don't skip this part, but if you don't like good books, then you can skip. So Crime and Punishment follows the main character, Raskolnikov. He is a former law student. He actually had to drop out because he's very impoverished. He's not able to afford it. And he's living in St. Petersburg in a garret, they call it, which is essentially a closet. And he's in his early 20s, I believe. And one day he decides that he's going to murder someone, honestly, just for the sake of doing it. And he does. And that's not a spoiler. And the rest of this book kind of follows what happens and what ensues afterwards, his psychological spiral down this very dark and very scary road that he goes on. Like I mentioned, Raskolnikov kind of kills for the sake of killing, but he also justifies his murder, so he thinks that it is for the greater good, and so that's okay. And he actually describes people as either ordinary versus extraordinary, which I do have a section in the book. Raskolnikov says, "The Napoleons and so forth, that all of them to a man were criminals from the fact alone that in giving a new law they thereby violated the old one, held sacred by society and passed down from their fathers, and they certainly did not stop at shedding blood either, if it happened that blood, sometimes quite innocent and shed valiantly for the old law, could help them." He also says, "It consists precisely in people being divided generally, according to the law of nature, into two categories. A lower one, ordinary people, who are, so to speak, material, serving solely for the reproduction of their own kind, and people proper, that is, those who have the gift or talent of speaking a new word into their environment." So he classifies himself as an extraordinary person, which is why he thinks he's above this moral law and thinks that it's okay that I'm killing this person because it's for the greater good. Little does he know the consequences of his actions. We see Raskolnikov descend into madness and actually see how his guilt manifests not only mentally but also physically. He is ill. He is not able to speak coherently. He is feverish. He is walking around town stumbling around, and people just think that he's sick, but it's actually the guilt and suffering that he's experiencing mentally and internally. And you see that actually the prison is not actual prison, in those four walls, but it's inside of his mind, and we see him contemplating, should I confess? Should I not confess? Should I confess? And these are the things that are going on in his mind, and he's starting to get paranoid. I think it's amazing how Dostoevsky is able to paint this picture of what it's like to be in the mind of a killer and someone who is experiencing this immense amount of guilt and paranoia, thinking that everybody knows what he did, but also is very prideful and thinking no, they don't. I can get away with this. Dostoevsky also uses different characters to symbolize different things and themes, such as Sonia, who is very pivotal. She is a very important character, actually, up until the end of this book, which I'm not going to spoil, but she is someone who is outcast by society, who has experienced a lot of suffering, and still has a lot of faith. And at the center of it, Crime and Punishment and Dostoevsky is saying that suffering is necessary. Suffering is not meaningless as well. It leads to redemption, and redemption is necessary in order to be closer to God, to have faith, and ultimately to be free and saved. I learned a lot about Dostoevsky through this book, and there's actually a lot of parallels between his own life and Raskolnikov's story, which I'm not going to spoil, but it was really interesting to see, especially in the epilogue. And that's what I wanted to share about Crime and Punishment, my first introduction to Dostoevsky, and it was amazing. This is a side note, but I did also read Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart, which actually has a lot of parallels between Crime and Punishment, I would say, because The Telltale Heart is also about a narrator who commits murder and slowly spirals and descends into madness and paranoia. Hopefully you found that interesting. If not, oh well. But I thought it was amazing, and honestly, I think it's probably one of the best books that I read. Maybe number 2 to Stoner, because I don't know why. Stoner just... maybe they're on the same level, actually. I am exhausted after doing that. I think I did 10 different takes and it took over an hour. So hopefully it sounds good. If it doesn't, don't tell me because I'm not going to film it again. Anyways, I'm going to make a snack. I actually got these really freaky, terrifying grapes. They look like fingers, but I bought them out of curiosity because I'm what if they taste good? So I'm going to make those or wash those. And then I also got some gluten-free Oreos because they have those and I forgot. So I'm gonna eat that. It's dark. Okay, I'm gonna take one out of the package so I can show you. Please, I warned you. is what it looks like. This is a grape. I'm gonna wash a few of these and we're gonna try it. Reluctantly try it. I have my grapes. I'm gonna choose this one. I feel like it's the presentation. Like, this does not look appetizing. I don't know, like looking at it really does. I'm also gonna have my Oreos. I honestly don't remember if these taste very different from the original. I guess we shall see. Looks pretty good. Is a Thursday. I actually went to the gym this morning and I feel like I'm finally getting into the habit of going again. I used to really be into going to the gym. I had weightlifting. I went like religiously, probably like 4 times a week, and I got really strong. But this past year I have not been going, but in the past couple months I have, and I feel like I'm starting to get my strength back. Especially my lower body has been pretty quick in getting back to where I was. I think I'm like kind of close, and I feel like in the next couple of months I could probably get there. My upper body, not so much. I feel like I'm kind of plateauing. I also celebrated Thursday, I guess, by getting a pumpkin spice latte. I get 1.5 pumps of pumpkin. The messages. Oat milk and whipped cream, and I think it's the perfect amount of sweetness in pumpkin. Okay, I said that I would learn a vocabulary word, so let's pick a random word today. Let's see. Okay, I said random, but I'm definitely being picky. It actually tells you the root word. It comes from the Latin word meaning voice or speak, so vocal ensemble is a singing group. Vociferous means making noisy or emphatic outcries. Whenever the referee at the soccer games made questionable call, you hear vociferous protests from half the parents. Vociferous. I'm gonna try to use that in a sentence today.